Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I was getting all excited for my weekly episode of Matlock, and there is no episode. I'm guessing in Australia, on Channel 10 Play, I'm guessing it was because of Easter or something, so I guess we'll get it next week because they took a big break a month or so ago, and I thought the show had been cancelled or they were having a mid-season break or something. I don't know what was happening, and then it came back and went back to week. But I found out a few things I didn't realise. The show is actually renewed for a season 2. It was renewed for a season 2 in October of last year. I didn't even realise. So I was wondering, is it going to get a season 2? How are they going to do a season 2? How is the story going to conclude? Is it going to conclude? You know, how is it going to go? And I've sort of been wondering about that as we're getting towards the end. And the other thing was the ratings were a surprise. I was looking at the ratings and it looked like it was started off around 7 million, it was getting around an average of 5 or 6 million per episode, which is pretty good. But that's, of course, just the live views. The actual streaming views were a lot more, and it's actually, I think it was, someone said it was averaging around 17 million. I'm like, wow, this is a big hit. I'm not surprised. It's a great show. I mean, and, you know, it's Kathy Bates. I mean, how can you not have, you know, a hit show with someone like that? So, yeah, so that was interesting to find out that they're doing a second season. But now I'm confused because I heard they were doing 18 episodes for this season. Now I'm hearing it's 19, and there is a 19th episode. They've screened 19 episodes, but I'm still seeing people referring to the season as 18 episodes. And someone referred to 18 and 19 together. I'm like, is the final episode a double episode? So it's like, you know, 19 episodes, but it's like not, because, well, yes, it's one night. You're watching 2 episodes together like a double episode. It's like one episode that 1 week, that's what you get. But is it technically 2 episodes? I have no idea what's happening. But I'm just waiting to see. I'm assuming we will get the next episode next week. I'm not too bothered by the delays because as much as I don't like waiting, I like that I still have to look forward to. You know, America's already seen, I think someone mentioned that there were cliffhangers at the end of the season. And I'm like, they mean cliffhangers at the end of episode 18 and then 19 answered them? Or are they going straight into season 2 and it's not episode 19, it's the first episode of season 2? Because they were renewed last year, and the show originally was planned, I think, for the 2003-2004 season, but because of the strikes, they ended up pushing it into 2004 to 2005 is what I heard. I really wish I could get a straight answer about some of this. Some of it's Wikipedia, some of it's just articles and Google. And yeah, but either way, I was getting ready to watch Matlock and do a review for it, and then I realised there is no episode for me this week because it's Tuesday and there's no episode up yet. So unless, I mean, if they were just putting it off for Easter, it would have dropped today or something. So I'm guessing we just don't get it this week, which often happens with holidays because they know people are too busy. So they just don't waste an episode where people are too busy to watch it, and they just put it off a week. So often Christmas and Easter, you know, they don't. So I don't know if that's the same in America, but that seems to be what we've always done in Australia. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm glad we're getting a second season. I love the characters. I'm confused about the 19 episodes for season 1, and, you know, when season 2 starts, I can't seem to get any confirmation or anything. But I'm just glad I've still got at least 1 or 2 episodes more and another season at least. Even if it only gets 2 seasons, even if it's a bit like, you know, Twin Peaks, where once you sort of find out who killed, you know, Laura Palmer, like, people lose interest once Maddie takes down, you know, whoever hid the documents. Will the series lose momentum, or will something new come out of that story and that story continues, or will that story end and the next season is Maddie being snapped up by someone to take on, you know, another big pharma company or some other big story that's going to move a whole season? I'm not sure, because that can work, that can be really interesting, or it can be a disaster. You get shows like Star Trek Discovery where every season is a different thing, but only one thing. So if you don't like that story that season, the whole season sucks, and it just becomes very, you know, universe-ending, you know, crisis of the season sort of thing. Or, you know, so I don't know if they can do like a case of the season, like an overall case of the season, but then you have your weekly cases. So they probably could pull it off. They did a better job of that than some shows having an overall arc and trying to do individual episodes. I won't mention any names there. But yeah, I'm going to go.